Good morning and welcome to Faith Fridays with Coach Ellis. Hey, this is the day where I take just a few minutes to talk about things of faith. So for those who have followed me on my radio broadcast, for the last 7 or 8 weeks, we've been dealing with the fruit of the Spirit. So I just want to spend a few minutes this morning talking about this idea of the fruit of the Spirit. We're all familiar with the text, Galatians chapter 5, verses 22. And the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control. And against these there are no law. And there is no law. And so, Jay Maverick, when we talk about fruit of the Spirit, we're really talking about, and this is what confused me earlier. I've always heard about the fruits of the Spirit. And so it lists these 9 things. But if you really look at the text, it's the fruit, the singular fruit of the Spirit. And here's what I'm given to think, that the fruit of the Spirit is a byproduct of a seed that's been planted. So love, joy, kindness, peace, long-suffering, all those things are residuals of what has already been planted in you. Therefore, if the Spirit of God is not in you, you cannot exhibit the results of this planted fruit. So the thing I want to help us this morning is that before we begin to dig into what each one of these individual wedges are, understand that you must be grounded in the Holy Spirit, that God must reside in you for you to have these fruit. You can be kind. I mean, you can do kind things, but you cannot be kind. You can do good things, but you cannot be good. You can do loving things, but you cannot be loved, because the fruit of the Spirit is not about what you do. It's about who you are. It is part of your DNA sequence, your divine nature. It is part of your divine nature assigned. And that's part of who you are. So, and for the next several weeks, we're going to talk about this. But here's what I want you to take away from today, is that the fruit of the Spirit is a byproduct of what's been planted. And in order for a fruit to blossom, not only must it be planted, it must be watered, it must be taken care of, it must be nurtured before it begins to bloom. So if in your life these things are not blooming, is it possible? Because it has been planted. So if it's not blooming, is it possible it's not blooming because you haven't nurtured that seed that was planted in order to develop the bloom? So I invite you to do an inventory. How loving are you? How kind are you? How gentle are you? How patient are you? How much self-control do you have? Do you have these things, or do you not have them in the amount that you need them in? Then the question is, what have you done not to nurture those things which God has put in you? We're going to talk about those things. I'm going to give you some practical help in trying to determine that. If you want further and deeper dives, please join us on Sunday nights at www.blogtalkradio.com/SRCN. That's Survival Radio Christian Network, SRCN, at 7:30 on Sunday nights. And you can listen to our show, Why Church People, as we talk about the fruit of the Spirit. If you missed any, you can go back, and it's on demand there as well. But the important thing here is, for today on Faith Friday, is examine yourself for the fruit. And if you don't have the fruit, it's not because it wasn't planted. It's because you haven't nurtured it. And then we're going to talk about how we can get that nurturing done so you can blossom as God intended for you to blossom. Hey, this is Coach Ellis. You can catch me at coach@elliscrum.net, or you can catch me on Facebook at Coach Ellis. Okay, until next week, have a one-tabless Faith Friday. God bless you. Bye.